What is the dream? What are you trying to pursue?
Well, the main bottom line goal for SVS is so. Like, I'm sorry when I cut you off at the beginning, but so it's SVS Mob. Now it's SVS Mob. That's the complete total enterprise. And then you have the section of SVS Productions where we do film, and then you have SVS Music Group where we do music. So the entire goal and dream is to have SVS Mob everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Have a big presence in film and have a big presence in music.
Okay, so kind of like maybe like a Sony. Like Sony has music, Sony has
Yeah, like a lot of those companies, yeah, they're like Sony, Universal, Columbia, like all of those are companies where they have labels and they have in Disney, like they have labels and they have film productions, and you know what I'm saying, little subsections and stuff like they do from that. But yeah, that's definitely the goal, and to do it, you know what I'm saying, be independent. To where it's not, you know, I'm not owned by a studio or nothing. It's like I'm contracted and I partner with other studios to do such.
Interesting. So then what lane, right? Because most of the films that you've done, well, I won't say most, but specifically the last three, which have kind of, I don't want to say defined SVS, but it's at the very least put SVS on a wider map.
Yeah.
They could probably categorize as hood classics. Right? Do you feel like that is the trajectory that you're going into? Just like, you know, getting those like keeping going with like the hood classics.
No,
like,
let me stop you there.
Okay.
Absolutely fucking not.
All
So
right.
I've done 10 feature films. The first 7 of those films are comedies with a message. The past 3 films that I've done were all experiments that we made specifically to do what they did. And I mean, luckily we were successful in, you know what I'm saying, doing what they did. Were for them to be experimental films and for them to actually work and do what they did. It was like, holy shit, great. Hey man, great fucking experiment, right? Great hypothesis. But no, the goal is the first 7 films that I've done. Those are the type of films that I aspire to make, and I want to really to define my career. So it's like I understand if people have only seen the past 3 films that I've made to think that, okay, this is what SVS is. This is what SVS does. And I'm not afraid of that, because throughout SVS there's always been times and years where people have looked at SVS a certain way and I've had to show them different. Like I've had to let them know, hey, well, you know, SVS can do, you know, other things. This is, you know, the broad. I hate when people put people period in a box, but people have always tried to put SVS in a box, and now this is just another box that people are trying to put SVS in. And I'm not scared at all of getting out of that box, because once again, I know myself and my talent, and I know what I honestly do. And the only way you could put me in that box now is if you don't do your research. Like you act like there's not other films on Tubi that you could go and watch and whatnot. Because we were at a screening, for no disrespect, and one of the women in the crowd, she was like, okay, so are you afraid of or how do you feel about portraying these negative stereotypes about black people and stuff? And I didn't even answer the question. One of my friends, Jerry, he popped up and answered the question like, oh, well, you know, you can go on Tubi and watch a film called Social that we made. It's about a guy who has ADD and social anxiety and all this good stuff. And I'm like, yeah, bitch, I was gonna say the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, look, I get what you're saying about this, but you've only seen this one film of mine. You think that this is all that I'm about, when in reality, you know what I'm saying, I've made so many different types of other things people still haven't even, you know, don't know about, like In the Moment, and making, you know, a film with a white lead, like a white woman lead at that, and all that good stuff. So it's like, I understand the box that I've put myself in unintentionally, but I wouldn't be worried about that at all because of my history and, you know, just the confidence I have in my talent.
Yeah. Okay. With the success of all these films, right, now there's come, like you said before, finances. Your financial status has changed.
My tax bracket. So what's funny is all the money not even here yet. Oh. All right. Yes.
So with that, this new status, this new tax bracket,
Hey, I know it don't seem like it because we like in this type of setup, but I didn't feel like paying for that. So,
but he could have. Let's just.
He said everything was already here, so I was like, I'm gonna drag everything out. All right, hey, look, if you don't believe I ain't got it, believe it. You're right. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
So now that you got this money, who are you leaving in the dust?
All you niggas. She ain't got my new number.
It's wild.
Nah. Who am I leaving in the dust? That's so wild. She just asked me, who am I leaving in the dust with? Like, now that I have, like, a different type of money, like, who am I just leaving? Like, who am I leaving? I don't want to leave anybody. I don't, man. I want to bring everybody, man. I'm the person who I want to bring people with me. I don't want to be lonely at the top. You know what I'm saying? Right. I don't want to be that guy that, oh man, I did all of this and now I look to my left and look to my right and look to my left and look to my right. This nigga dropped out. I don't want to be that guy to where I don't see nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's not about leaving people in the dust. It's who's going to get left. You know what I'm saying? If you're not on board, that's how you get left. I'm showing everybody, hey, this is where we're going. This is like, I've had conversations with some of my close friends who I've known for like over a decade, like who I met in college, who were, really grinding it out with me in those early years and stuff. And I'm letting them know, I'm sorry, this nigga.
Just made here lunch and dinner.
Y'all niggas ain't talking breakfast.
Couldn't get a plastic or nothing. You had to get metal in this motherfucker.
Metal on glass.
And just hear Iron Man clacking in the back. Like, what's going on? So I had a conversation with like my close friends who I went to college with and let them know, like, hey, I'm not saying it's about to happen in the next year or the next 2 years, but I feel SVS getting to a certain level to where, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to want and need my guys around. I'm going to want and need, people that I fully trust around. So I need y'all to start thinking about that and start thinking about a change of career, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Start looking into, different sectors of shit. Because, it's not about, like I said, leaving people in the dust. I want people to come with me. But if you're not on board with what is going on, then that's how you get, left in the dust. So right now, like I've said this every year since SVS started. Hey, best time is now. The best time to get on is now. Now, when I start saying that time is left, that's when you fucked up. And that time, to me personally, I feel is coming soon. That time when I'm not about to just be accepting certain shit and certain people in my life. Like, I feel that coming soon. And that's when, the train has left. And it's like if you knew me before this and you didn't get on board, then there's no way for you to get on board.
Yeah.
It'll only be new people who didn't know me, and now they're just now meeting me at this certain level of, my career and stuff. And now, because I can't hold it against them. Y'all ain't know me when I was, grinding out and broken shit. But you did know me when I was grinding out and broken. You didn't want to get on board. So it's like, I don't turn around for that person.
Interesting.
Why is that interesting?
Nothing. I was just wondering because, I think, sometimes when you get to a certain level, some people decide that some people are no longer good enough for them anymore. And so I was just wondering if there was anyone in your life that is just like, no longer aligned with the new version of...
Not the new version.
SVS and Miles.
Nah, I can't think of nobody that I would immediately just be like, yeah, I'm just not fucking with them no more. I mean, I'm very much a second, third, fourth chance type of person. Like, anybody you see me fall out with, like I said, it's multiple infractions. It's not just like this one fucking thing. So, nah, there's nobody that and I'm really trying to think. There's nobody that nah. Some niggas on that third and fourth chance. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Some niggas on that third and fourth. But, you know what I'm saying? All it is just a conversation with me. But people got a lot of pride and ego that they're not willing to have a conversation. So I think that's another thing that will keep a lot of people away is, once again, their own pride and ego, because they don't want to speak up and have that, that awkward or uncomfortable conversation about how they're actually feeling, which I don't shy away from that. Like, I gravitate towards that. Like, that makes me trust you more. That makes me, the more vulnerable you can be, that makes me see, who you are as a person more and stuff. So.
Cool. On a more serious note, when it comes to the change in your tax bracket, this is pretty much a moment, maybe not the moment, but definitely a moment you've been working towards for the last 13 years to get to a place where you can be more stable and also produce your films. So getting to that moment that, you've just been grinding for, and finally getting there, or at least getting close to there, how are you navigating that? What are you doing differently? And how do you see your work going forward?
Navigating it differently by being more aware and having more care, because being broke all this time, it's like I didn't have much to care for. Like, even when I moved into my apartment, it was one trip. It wasn't like I had a bed and a couch and TV to move in. Shit. Like, no, the apartment was empty as shit, and I had all my stuff in it. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't a lot. So I didn't have a lot to give a fuck about. But now it's like, I have more things that I care for, more things that I have a responsibility for. So having a care over more so how I move and more so things I say to certain people, I am going to have a more second thought before I do certain things, because I have shit to lose now. I never had shit to lose in my life. This whole time I've operated off of, hey, nigga, what you gonna take from me? Like, took the clothes off my back? Take it, nigga. Like, it is what it is. But now, I have shit to lose, so I have to move. I feel I have to move a certain type of way. So I think that would be the biggest thing that'll change with me, like, personal wise, career wise. Like I said, I'm not a multi-millionaire type shit, but just how I budget, like how I break down the budget for the films that we're about to do will be different than normal. Like, allocating certain things to certain places that I've never allocated before will now be, be able to do. Like, I never paid for a full-time, like, makeup artist, like, on any of my fucking. It's always been, hey, either come with it or I may have somebody there to do touch-ups for 2 days. You know what I'm saying? It's never been like the whole time. So that's one of the things, like, I'm thinking about for one of the films we have coming up, just being able to have, like, a makeup artist there for the entire day. So just different types of allocating with the budgets will be different now.
I've been trying to reach new heights, yeah.